What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Puma ForeverRun Nitro shoe. This is the knitted version we've got here. So this shoe has a 10mm drop. That's 36mm at the heel and 26mm at the toe. It's quite hefty. You don't see too many shoes at 10mm drop now. If you're a heel striker, it's probably going to be more of a natural feel for you. Me, myself, I'm a mid-foot or forefoot striker. So I'll see how I go with this. Yeah, so you can see all the foam is pretty hefty at the heel. And then coming into the forefoot, you don't have too much sitting here. So this shoe is a stability shoe. That's how Puma is marketing it. And that's because they have this run guidance system is what they're calling it. So as you can see, this big plastic heel counter at the back of the shoe here, it basically is stiffening up that heel, and it's meant to help your strides, keep them centered according to Puma. And along with this, you have a dual density midsole. So you've got the softer nitro foam on top, and then on the bottom, there's some more dense nitro foam. That's all going to help with the stability. However, I have heard that it's not super prominent in stability features. So if you're a neutral runner, you probably can still get away with this. So this is the knitted version, and as you can see, all of the upper is this nice soft fabric engineered mesh. So down the bottom here at the forefoot, it's very nice and stretchy. It's quite a thick material, and then up here towards the laces, it kind of thickens out and it's much more tighter here. Now for the outsole, we have Puma grip. And if you haven't ran in a Puma shoe before, then this stuff is really grippy, especially here in the UK where it's normally wet and damp. You do need to be looking at what grip your running shoe has, because some of them really don't handle the UK very well. So Puma grip, you're going to be really good with this. It's very sticky. You can tell when you're just walking around that it's sticky. And the pattern here, it's quite unusual actually. Don't see a shoe with a pattern like this. It actually has these holes going all throughout, and then it has smaller lugs with little grip patterns on. My only concern is rocks or mud getting stuck in these larger holes, but we'll see about that. And then looking at the laces, I always like to look at the laces because some of them can just be awful on shoe, and it can really just break a shoe if you get some rubbish laces on it. Of course, you can always replace them, but let's see what they're giving us here. So pretty good length, I'd say. Definitely enough to double knot that. And then we look at the stretchiness, because this is where you can go wrong. Okay, mildly stretchy. So I find the ones that are stretchy actually stay together much better. So when you're doing a knot, the most annoying thing is if you don't double knot anyway, it just comes undone, and then you have to keep stopping. But yeah, Adidas, they do not have great laces, but here seems pretty solid. A thing to note is there is no extra eyelet for a runner's loop. I know a lot of people do runner's loop to help lock in your ankle and your foot a bit better, but no option for this on the knitted version. However, on the normal version, I think you do get an extra hole there. Then other small details around the shoe, you do have this heel tab here to help get the shoe on, and that is pretty solid. It's made of like a rougher fabric material, and definitely a good implementation there of a heel pull tab. Adidas, they have the little flap thing, doesn't work out too well in my opinion, but that solid functional pull tab, if you need it, really good. So now going on to the overall fit of this shoe and the feel, if you have a high volume foot, this might not be the shoe for you, because going into this engineered mesh, there's not much volume at all in here. It's pretty tight, especially on this kind of midfoot area, and where this fabric goes a bit thicker here around the laces, you feel pressure on top of your foot, and if that's not something you like, then this might not be the shoe for you. I'm not sure on the normal version if that is any better, but at least on this knitted version, it's pretty tight. I mean, I have quite high volume feet, not really wide as such, but just coming up towards here, I often find shoes can be a bit tight fitting, so this one may not work too well for me. The overall length and width of this shoe I'll talk about now. So I got my size 9, which is my normal size, and I've had Puma shoes before and they just tend to fit a bit long. I've found you might just have a bit of a larger gap. If you do the thumb trick, you might just have over a thumb's width at the end of your shoe, and I don't find it too much of a problem as long as you can get the heel locked in. And then as far as width goes, I think it's fairly standard width. I would not say it's wide or narrow, but you can see it tapers inwards. But for me, it's really just the volume, the kind of height and how much space you get in here. But of course, it is an engineered knit material. It might stretch over time and it might actually be okay. You might just get used to that tighter fit, because if it was loose, you know, you don't have too much adjustability with it being a knit. In terms of the overall look of the shoe, I think it's pretty solid. This colorway is called Black and Shadow Grey. Pretty much all blacked out, few grey elements like this power tape here, a few of the Puma logos. The one thing to note is there's no reflectivity elements on this shoe. So if you are running at night, there's absolutely no elements here that would be reflective. The overall value of this shoe, currently you can get it in the UK for about £70, and then if you get a voucher for 10% that knocks off another £7 off that, £63 I think I paid. It's not bad value at all for one of Puma's more stacked shoes with their nitro foam. So these were just my initial observations of getting the shoe today, and I haven't ran in it yet, so I'm going to see what I think and report back with another video on how I think the shoe feels, how it rides. Let me know if you've ran in this shoe, is it any good, and subscribe for the next update on the ForeverRun Nitro.